Hey guys, Coach Becca here, and welcome to my quick and functional core workout. Optional equipment for today is just a medicine ball, but you can use really anything that you have for those few movements that we'll be using resistance for. All right, we're going to wake up with a little warm-up. So we'll start with cat, which is when we arch our back and tuck our chin, to cow. Just we kind of do a more of a scooping motion with our spine and lift our chin. Inhale for cat, exhale for cow. Inhale for cat, all the way to the belly, exhale for cow. And what I want to invite you to do is to get as much mobility and movement from your spine and even from your pelvis as you can. We're trying to wake up your spine, get your breathing under control, and just prepare your body for a good session. Great work. Up next, we're going to do a glute kick. So you can stay in this position, flex your foot, and drive your heel to the ceiling. Your knee stays at a 90-degree angle. Just press that heel up and then return back to the starting position. Try to exhale as you drive your heel and inhale as you lower down. We're doing 10 to 12 reps per side. This is to activate your glutes, open up your hips, and just kind of get your core going. Wake up your core a bit. All right, let's switch sides. So you might want to think about knitting your ab muscles together or kind of bearing down through your rib cage. Again, I invite you to do that in nose inhale, mouth exhale, drive the heel, squeeze that core, and activate those glute muscles. Excellent work. For our next preset, we're going to be doing what's called a sit-through. Be patient on this one. Okay, so we're going to get into all fours, and I'll show you this from the side as well, okay? And what you're going to do is just draw your knee towards the opposite, where your opposite hand was, okay? And that hand's going to go up. So it's just level one. You're just drawing that knee towards the opposite hand. When you see from the side, you'll notice that the movement's initiated by my back foot turning out, okay? So let's see from the side now. So you're up on your toes, rotate at the hip, and just sit through. You can extend your leg to make it a little more challenging. If you've done these before, you can go right into this version, okay, where your leg goes straight out if you'd like, or you can kind of do this bit in pieces. I want you to think about going side to side, 90 degrees to the left, lift the hand, and then 90 degrees to the right. To make it more challenging, you can float your foot instead of planting it on the floor. The faster you go, the more it's going to increase your heart rate. But this is a nice total body exercise that works mobility through your hips and feet and spine and shoulders while waking up your core and hips and really your whole body. It's a total body movement there. So nice work. Tripods. All right, so we're going to sit on our butt with our knees at 90 degrees. We're going to drive our hand to the ceiling as we drive our hips up as well. So your hips follow your hand, if you will. And this is just a nice way to get some spine mobility, get those glute, core, and hamstring muscles activated, and really just energize and open up our body. I'll show you another variation in just a moment, okay? And again, like the last exercise we did, a lot of these are going to be new to you guys. So it's okay to pause and just kind of chew through a new exercise if you need to. That's the beauty of doing a workout at home where you can hit pause. All right, let's try a new variety. Keep both hands on the floor, go into a bridge, and then just extend one leg at a time and then one arm at a time. Again, if you need to come down in between reps, that's what I'm going to do since it's the warm-up. Extend a leg, then the other leg. Then I'm just going to reach overhead as far as I can, and then reach overhead the other way as far as I can. Let's do that one more time. Drive the hips, reach overhead, or you could do the legs first. Really, either one is fine. Good. And it looks like I want to do one more for good measure. 4, 5, 6 of these. This is really actually a pretty tough variation, but it's a great way to really get your core muscles going and really all of your muscles, like I've said before. All right, down dog climber. I'll show you level 1 first. You're going to just go into downward dog. Pedal the feet just to stretch out the calves. Got to give those ankles a little bit of love. Okay, so down dog first, little foot pedal, stretch out the hamstrings and lats. All right, level 1, you're just gonna go from down dog to a mountain climber. You can just switch legs every time while we work on level 2. So this here is level 1. You could also put your hands on a bench or chair if this position's too deep for you. Level 2, drive one leg straight back. So single leg down dog, and then pull that knee in for mountain climber. 5 per side. Really wakes up the lats and the core. Gets your legs fired up, works on balance a bit. Let's switch sides here. Great segue into our functional core exercises coming up in the main set. Another one to breathe, inhale and exhale. Really help you get through those. Nice job. All right, it's time for the main set. And for the main set, we're always going to do 12 repetitions. All right, let's get started, guys. Here we go. Our first exercise is going to be a forearm plank to a forward pull. So what you'll do is on your forearms, you're gonna literally start with your shoulders over your elbows and then point your toes to pull yourself forward. So really you're getting some nice ankle mobility while a little bit of core, actually, I should say a lot of bit of core for 12 repetitions. Inhale and exhale. It really starts at the ankles, and a lot of times people on this movement try to go up and down with their hips. You're not going up and down, you're going forwards and backwards. So keep those hips level, and it looks like you're doing great to me. It almost feels like an ab wheel or an ab dolly. All right, up next, we're gonna do a bridge to leg raise. So this is a nice butt, hip flexor, and core exercise. So one leg's 90 degrees, the other leg is straight out. You're gonna exhale and drive your hips as you raise your leg up and then return to the start position, all the way down to the floor. Exhale as you drive those hips, inhale as you come down. Fantastic exercise. It's a really nice way to utilize your body weight, really functional way to get your core going. It can be a good lower back exercise. If you find yourself struggling with the single leg version of this, you can just do regular bridges with both knees at 90 degrees. Let's switch sides here. Bridge to leg raise. We're only going to be doing these movements once, unless you choose to start the session back over again, in which case it'd be a 40-minute core workout. So today we're just kind of hitting one round of everything, and sometimes I think that's a helpful mental piece to know, just so you can work on how do I expend my energy? Am I going to have to repeat this? And I definitely invite you to repeat this session if you're physically and mentally ready for a 40-minute core workout. It's a functional workout, so I know you'll be okay either way. Up next, dead bugs. So draw those knees over the hips and line up your ankles with your knees. You're going to straighten the right leg and the right arm overhead. So essentially, you're pushing your foot and your hand the opposite direction. As you extend your right leg, you're extending your right arm overhead. This works on core coordination and core stability. So we're training the deepest layers of your core here. And that's something that is always a priority for any athlete or client of mine, is to work on core stability and core coordination. Train from the inside out, from the bottom up. All right, let's switch sides here. Again, the non-moving knee is at 90 degrees and the non-moving hand remains directly over the shoulder. Some people like to put a physio ball or a foam roller there, but here we're just working left arm, left leg extension. Okay, the other side's just kind of frozen in place. And if you've never done these before, take your time, watch me do a couple reps, try to watch your movement, and maybe if someone's nearby and can give you some external feedback, that might be helpful to you as well. All right, up next, we're gonna flip over onto all fours and do almost the opposite movement now. We're gonna extend our left arm out and our right leg out. So we're working across the body now. And I'm bringing my opposite elbow. Here's a better angle for those of you that wanna see it from the front. I'm bringing my opposite elbow to the opposite knee. So it's my left elbow to my right knee. My right leg is just focused on extending back as far as I can. That's going to get the glutes going. And again, it's just a nice rotary core exercise that works across that midline. Good for core stability. Okay, we're going to switch sides. And that was the side we just did. I had to think about it a couple times. You can even see me chewing through that coordination, which I love. I want you to see all sides of this. Okay, and now I'm going to bring my right elbow to my left knee. So my left leg is going straight out. My right arm is reaching overhead as far as I can. So think about spreading your big toe and your middle finger as far apart as possible, and then bringing your knee and elbow as close as possible without losing your balance. Another great core stability, coordination, rotary core exercise. Fantastic. All right, we're going to grab our med ball, or if you have a milk jug, a can of paint, a dumbbell, I've used my Chihuahua at times, so this is 12 pounds. We're going to be half kneeling. Okay, so my right knee is extended out, and I'm just pushing the med ball from my center. A cable at a gym works great for this, as well as a resistance band. Okay, but what we want to do here is squeeze our glute and core muscles as our stabilizers, and then just push some external force out and in. Okay, that's all we're doing. 12 reps per side. Great way to strengthen our arms and our core. It's a non-rotational exercise that works a lot of our rotational muscles. So it's really functional, even being in this half kneeling position. Find ways to squeeze your glute and core muscles even more. You'll feel it tons more if you use a resistance band or a cable, because that cable or resistance band will try to pull you inwards and it'll force you to brace your core a little bit more. So that's a more advanced version, or just a more advanced variation. This 10-pound medicine ball worked me pretty hard though. So it's great to try new things and work with what you have. All right, now we're going to do a side plank. If you're kneeling, just make sure your knees aren't in front of your hips. There, I'm just lining my knees up with my hips. I'm up on my elbow, and I'm going to lift my top leg and hold. To make it harder, you can straighten out your front leg, and to make it even harder, you can do both legs straight. Okay, so level 1 is here. Lift the top leg. Level 2, straight leg up top, and level 3, both legs are straight. And we're doing a 15-second hold. And I started it there on that second demonstration. So we've got about 10 seconds left. Super tough core stability exercise that works those obliques and works the side core muscles a little bit more. A great way to get into another plane of movement. So fantastic job. Let's switch sides here. Level 1, 2, or 3, lift up and hold. One thing that makes this workout functional is that we're working from the deep core muscles outwards, but we're also working in different planes of movement. Rotational, sagittal, lateral. It's important to do that for a holistic core and holistic body. Rest. Great job. All right, we're going to do a med ball chop next. I love this one. Half kneeling position again. Take the medicine ball with straight arms and drive it over the opposite shoulder, down towards your bottom hip. So if your right knee is in front, you're chopping from your right shoulder down to your left hip if your left knee is on the ground. Try to really turn those shoulders, work those rotational core muscles. This movement is actually multi-planar. That's why it's a fantastic exercise, regardless of if you're using a milk jug, a medicine ball, again, a cable at a gym, or a resistance band, or a dog. You can use whatever you have laying around the house. Let's switch sides and work across those planes of movement again. So it's a nice multi-planar movement that really builds those rotational kind of those core power muscles. For those of you that want to get involved in higher levels of training, you could take this to a toss. You could toss it off a wall. You could lead this into core rotation slams. It's a great foundation exercise that crosses, like I said so many times already, the planes of movement, and really, I think, is just one of my staple core exercises. I do this one probably every week. So awesome job there. This is the only movement that we're going to do twice because it comes with 2 pieces, and I want to make sure you guys get that. So level 1, with your feet together and your knees out. This is level 1, butterfly crunch. So I'll just show 5 of these. So just try to get your shoulders off the ground without, leading with your chin. Just roll those shoulders up and down, and then roll right into glute bridges. So I'll just show 5 of these. If you're choosing to do level 1, like what I'm showing, Feel free to do a second set of 5 crunches to 5 bridges while I show level 2. Level 2 is going to be a sit-up. You're just going to pull that ball towards your chest as you do that butterfly sit-up. Extend it back overhead as you come down. Try to really control the way down. Very nice. This is level 2. And that's going to go right into a butterfly bridge with the ball extended straight overhead. We're going to do this one again. That way, if you chose level 1 or level 2, you're not really sure where you're at, you get to practice that again. So whether you're doing level 1 or 2, I'm going to demonstrate basically 5 of each. So that means whatever level you're doing, go ahead and do 10 of each. Here's level 1 for those of you that like to do level 1. Okay, so you can just roll right into a set of 10 while I demonstrate 5. Fingertip lifts towards the ceiling. Keep that chin relaxed, that neck relaxed. It's a nice way to open your hips while training your core and butt. Okay, so you really can't go wrong with this combination. I think it's a classic. I think it works for a lot of people. And let's grab that ball, do a full sit-up. Again, sit-ups get a bad rap because they can tighten your hip flexors and close you up, and it's just not a movement we find ourselves doing very often. However, I love the butterfly sit-up. I think it's a great way to train probably the most superficial or top layers of your core. So if you're ready for that, I think they're a really great exercise. And I especially like butterfly sit-ups because of the stretch that my hips get. And I love the butterfly bridge to complement that. So if you're somebody that suffers from lower back pain or even tight hips, this is a great way to kind of get the best of both worlds. So thanks for giving those a try. Let's just do a little Hollywood stretch now. So you're going to cross one leg over the other. That top leg is going to be bent at 90 degrees. And I'm rotating away from my knee to get a nice lower back stretch. Again, cross one leg over the other. Rotate away. Take some deep breaths. Gives that spine some love. Give that lower back some love. This workout's going to land us right around 20 minutes. So if you have time to do another set or repeat a movement that you really like, I invite you to restart the video or just go to your favorite exercise. All right, we're gonna do a little frog stretch here. So bring your knees out, press your feet together, and then just press your hips into the ground, squeeze your glutes, give your body one final isometric here. This is a nice way to, again, open up the hips, get the glutes and core. If you can't get into that activation piece, do what's called a half frog, where you just lay flat and draw one knee up towards your hip and get that on both sides. Otherwise, those frog activations are really, really nice pre or post workout. Great way to open your hips. I try to press into the ground for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then I follow it up with this dynamic frog stretch, which is kind of like child's pose, kind of get that child's pose feeling from it. But by rocking back and forth, you stretch out your hips and your lats, and after about 5 or 6 back and forth, I just hold here at the bottom of frog. If you need a pillow or something to make that stretch more doable, definitely grab one. Great job, you guys. Thanks for joining me for this quick and functional core workout. Don't forget to subscribe so you stay up to date on all my free workouts, and thanks for joining.